Welcome to this year's April Fool's event in War Thunder. This time we get a parody on Cyberpunk 2077 in which we can play futuristic tanks and planes. I am going to cover every tank and plane that is playable right now, and enjoy. First of all, we have the Minotaur, or Minotaur. It depends really on your pronunciation. When going into battle, you will notice the distinct panels on the side, front and back that you can activate and deactivate. Those are there to blend in with the environment to make you basically invisible. While playing it, it makes it way more difficult for enemies to see you as well as to lock on you with a missile. Those panels can be disabled or being shut off with a secondary armament or grenade launcher. As you can see, the tank is not fully covered with those panels, but a large amount is. You also get a lot of smokes in case of an emergency or a way to hide from anything guided, like missiles or anything else really. Now to one of the most important parts, which is the armor. The armor is really thick up front and not in the back or sides or on top. So those are the points that are most likely to be pent on your tank. So vice versa, that means those are the points you should hit an enemy. Now to the fun part, the armament, which consists of one 140mm gun, one machine gun, one grenade launcher and rockets. Out of this arsenal, the rockets are probably the most lethal way to kill somebody, because the main gun is really only useful in close quarter combat or medium range, because the amount of missiles available for every player is so high. It is just more common to see missiles coming in and killing you. Also, because of the missile's trajectory, you cannot kill something that is like 10 meters in front of you or 20 feet. That just is too short range for the missiles, so the main gun is really the way to go there. Secondary armament is really just straight to destroy drags and disable the mobility of an enemy. So now's the questions: how do I get a lot of kills with those missiles? First of all, we need to understand how to play with them and how they really work. First of all, you have to aim with your mouse into the direction you want to travel with the rocket itself. And after the rocket is launched from the silo, the rocket will propel for about 3 seconds into the air. After those 3 seconds, it will basically act like a glider that is going down. You can control it with the grids on the side or grid fins and really guide your way into the target itself by yourself, or you can activate a radar or heat signature and it will automatically guide itself in. However, this is a little bit buggy at the time and you will not always hit your target. I don't know why it is like that. I have no idea, but maybe they will fix it over time in like 5 days. As far as I can tell, the rockets are using solid rocket fuel, which have the advantage of instant propulsion. Instead of with a liquid one, you would need to spin up turbopumps and keep the fuel chill. The second tank is the Hydra. It is basically a missile silo based on a Minotaur bed with a grenade launcher on top. You also get a recon drone. However, it is pretty useless, but funny nonetheless. The Hydra is really interesting because of its armament. It is basically based on the Minotaur and has also rockets. Rockets are actually the main way to defend and attack with this tank. You get a lot of rockets and those rockets have a lot more range as in the Minotaur. With the increased missile range from the Hydra, you get a lot more abilities to kill the enemy. You, for example, can go higher, maybe shoot down an airplane, or maybe even hit a spawn of them and kill them right where they're coming from. I would recommend you to chill either in a safe spot where only the top is free, for example a yard, or maybe inside some kind of a building where you can see the sky, because the rocket just has to go up and out and you can chill there, but still other rockets can hit you from above. So one more thing, we need to talk about missile trajectory. That means once you have fired the missile, you have to really go above the target and then dive like a Junker Ju-88 dive bomber down and kill the enemy. This is basically how you would do it. This is the most successful tactic, and I would really recommend you doing it. Otherwise you don't have really any way to defend yourself. Maybe shoot the tracks with the grenade launcher that I mentioned, but really you're just a rocket silo on tracks with this tank. So if an enemy comes to you and shoots you, you either have to run and hide or shoot the tracks and try to kill it with your rockets. You also get the same stealth capability or visible stave capability as the Minotaur. However, you get a lot more tiles than with the other tank. Now, as I mentioned, there are planes in this game mode, so you need an anti-air, and we got this anti-air in here. Now, and this anti-air has the name Harpy, or Universal Air Missile Defense Complex. Seems pretty complex to me, but it's really simple. You got a radar guided missile that can shoot down airplanes or shoot at tanks at a pretty long range, I would say like 4 kilometers. And you also got your standard tank round as a autocannon, which is very good. In my opinion, you can pen the side, top or back of a tank. And you got also your anti-air rounds that you can fire in rapid mode at like a drone. I always say airplane, they're really drones. Well, drones are airplanes, but you know what I mean. And yeah, you really have to be lucky to hit one of those, so you're best off with the rockets really. So due to its primary prey of airplanes or drones, it is the best to play the Harpy in mid or early mid game because of the amount of planes that are going to spawn, because of in the early games there are not going to be any planes at all or any drones, so you're without any prey. So it makes more sense to go with the Minotaur. And now we get to the Hydra, the main prey of the Harpy. And this drone really gets my heart rate up. It's really just amazing. It can air defend or ground attack. It is supersonic, no pilot needed, and it's really just amazing. And there's one basically bomb slash little drone that you can fire. It is like the missiles we know from the Hydra. However, it is in air and it is supersonic, as far as I can tell. And it is a guaranteed one shot, one kill if you hit a target with it. And the reload time or rearmament time is only about 30 to 40 seconds, so you can just circle around the map out of range of Harpy and get your kills up. So it's really nice to grind. You can also get different types of armament, but however I really recommend you to go with the 500 spawn point variant of the 2 bombs, but there's also a 750 spawn points variant with capability of defending against air-to-air combat, which is really nice. Yeah, it's just really nice plane, ready to fly. So there's only one question left. You know, now we know what to grind with, but what do we even grind? War Thunder or Gijin has announced 4 vehicles to be grinded, or that you can grind, get the parts for. However, as far as I can tell, I have not gotten any parts or any part really to grind one of those vehicles, so it's interesting how it's being implemented. And guys, stay tuned, and I hope this video was helpful. Bye.